Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we're going to be continuing on with the Forex Beginners Trading Series, discussing what exactly a pip is. So a big question that a lot of traders have when beginning trading Forex is how exactly do you make money? Because if you actually calculate the percentages as you normally would, say, with an equities market, the percentages for a simple trade or even a medium to long term trade will only show anywhere from 0.5%, 0.25%, 1%, 2%, 3% for some of the larger moves. And people think to themselves, well, how can I make any money with these small percentage moves over long periods of time? How can I really make any money with that? So Forex actually works a lot differently than equities market. And it's with something called a pip, which is what calculates your actual profits. And for every pip move, you make a specific number, monetary number of profit, depending on how much money you invested into that trade. So we're going to be discussing that. And of course, once we get into some of the later videos, more advanced videos, we'll show you guys actual examples of pips and what you would actually see within your brokerage account, depending on the amount of money you're going to be putting in, combined with the leverage and margin you have in your account for those specific trades. But again, we just want to go over some of the concepts and have you understand what a pip is before moving on, as this is one of the foundations of trading Forex that is not similar to other markets. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, what is a pip in Forex? So a pip is the unit of measurement to express the change in value between two currencies, which is called a pip. So for example, if Euro USD moves from 1.1050 to 1.1051, that is a 0.0001 USD rise in value, which is one pip. So a pip is usually going to be the last decimal place of a price quote, and most pairs go out to 4 decimal places. However, there are some exceptions like the Japanese yen pairs, which go out to 2 decimal places. So an example for a yen pair, USD JPY moves 1 pip, it would be a 0.01 JPY rise in value, which would be a pip. So every single pair is not going to have the same decimal point movement, equaling a pip, as we can see right here. But you have to understand that normally it's going to be the second decimal place for yen pairs, for example, or more commonly the 4th decimal place. So you just have to understand that and be able to know and actually, when you're looking at your brokerage or at your charts, how much a pip is going to be. And we'll again talk about some quick ways to just kind of see how many pips you're going to be earning. I don't even really look at the decimal places. I kind of look more so at the percentages, and I know the percentage movements and what the pip values equal for the pairs that I trade, which we'll discuss in some later videos throughout the series. So moving on. Again, guys, for those of you guys who don't know, we are following the curriculum of the babypips.com educational curriculum, at least for the entire beginners, intermediate, and advanced topics that they have on their website. It's free education, and the reason I'm making this series is because I know a lot of you guys would rather watch a video and listen to someone who has experience discuss the lessons in the Baby Pips course, and some people just simply don't want to read. So I know I would prefer to watch videos most of the time, so I do want to give credit in every single video, and we leave the links in the description below to go over to babypips.com with the corresponding pages that we are using for these lessons. So this is just a quick picture showing the pip for the Euro USD pair. This is a very common pair, actually the most common pair to trade. Not a pair I trade that often, but again, you can see where the pip is, 1.1051, and we have a couple other pictures for you in a moment here that really do a good job of showing a pip and also a pipette. So a pipette is what we're going to talk about now. Now, I don't worry about pipettes at all, but it is something, just a vocabulary word for the market that you should know. So some Forex brokers will quote currency pairs beyond the standard 4 and 2 decimal places. So again, 4 and 2 is going to be the pips, and that's normally what you're going to mainly focus on. And then some brokerages will quote them in 5 and 3 decimal places, showing the fractional pips, which are pipettes. So again, they are quoting fractional pips. These are not full pips, commonly referred to as pipettes. So a pipette or fractional pip is equal to a tenth of a pip. So pretty easy to understand. A tenth of a pip is a pipette. But again, you're only mainly concerned with pips. This is just a vocabulary word that you should know as well. So an example of this would be GBP USD moves from 1.30542 to 1.30543. That 0.0001 USD move higher is 1 pipette. Again, not something I necessarily worry about, but I guess for scalpers, people that trade very, very small, short time frames, it could make a difference, but that has never been a strategy that I have approached the markets with. I mainly stick to longer term time frames, even medium term time frames. I really never go down on some of the scalping strategies, which again, we'll get into more of that as we continue on, and we'll also have lessons teaching you guys how to construct your own strategies and plans for the market specific to you as a trader. Obviously, everybody doesn't trade the same way. But again, for me, I don't really pay attention to pipettes, and it's not something you have to really pay attention to too much if you are trading on a longer term time frame. So again, here is another great picture from babypips.com, GBP USD, and you can see the pipette here, 1.30543. So again, that 3054, the 4 is a pip, as we just discussed before. That's the 4th decimal place, and then a 5th decimal place would be a pipette. And if this was a USD JPY pair, again, the 2nd decimal place is the pip, and the 3rd, the 5, if it was a USD JPY pair, would be a pipette. Again, don't concern yourself too much with pipettes, but just a good thing to know. And again, here you can see an example of an actual brokerage showing that. So again, they highlight mainly focused on the pips. So you can see 1.3621. That 1 is a pip, and then they have the 1 or the 8. Those are fractional pips or pipettes. So this is the pip map that I really like, again, from babypips.com, that helps you learn how to read pips. So the number before the decimal place, that's going to be 10,000 pips. Not something I really pay attention to unless you're planning on holding a currency pair for 6 months to a year to 5 to 10 years. You really won't see those massive movements unless something crazy is going on with that specific country's economy. You really don't see that too often, a move like that, with those numbers changing. Even 1,000 pips, and then once you get into like 500 pips, in this example at least, it's 500 pips. That's something you could see. And then, of course, 30 pips, 8 pips. Those are moves that you're going to see, of course. And then lastly, we have, again, 0.2 pips or 2 pipettes. So, again, really concern yourself mostly with the first 4 digits or the first 2 digits, depending on the pairs that you're trading. But for those of you guys that end up wanting to get into scalping, you may want to concern yourself with pipettes. Again, that's something we'll talk about much later throughout this course. So that is going to be all for this video, guys. Again, you really want to pay attention to what a pip is, not necessarily a pipette too much, and just know that a pip is the movement that is going to really matter when you're concerning yourself with how much profit or how much loss you could be making. And that's kind of where we base the trades off of. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, again, going over what is a pip in Forex. Very foundational lesson that you need to know, and a vocabulary word that you, of course, need to know and understand and internalize in order to be able to trade Forex successfully and know what you're doing. So hope you guys enjoyed this lesson in the Forex Trading Beginners course, again, following the Baby Pips curriculum, and hope to see you guys in the next video.